So this is pretty hilarious. So Sam Seder and crew over at the Majority Report, they looked at video footage of Dave Rubin with PragerU, or with Dennis Prager actually, which is part of PragerU, and they're doing their like fire. I think Prager has this like fireside chat thing. He stole the name from FDR, of course, and he sits by like a fireplace and smokes his cigar and chills out or whatever. And he has Dave Rubin on, and it's really hilarious with this. So I did a video on this clip a while ago, actually. I can't even remember how long ago it was. It was a long time ago. So they're coming across this clip, quite a long time later. But basically, Dennis Prager to Dave Rubin's face is like, keep doing what you're doing because you're a use. You're a use to me and my movement and our movement, and continue to do this. And Dave Rubin, he's in such an awkward position. You can like track his face as you're watching the clip that they're playing. He's super awkward. He's like, oh my God, dude. He's like, oh shit. He's like, damn. And then he has to respond to it too. He's like, oh, well, I'm not doing it for your use of me, because he has to get hella defensive because everyone's talking about how he's a sellout. Anyways, so go ahead and check this out. We're going to come back and talk about this.
You have a clip of him with, what's his face? Dennis Prager, where Dennis Prager thanks him for pretending to be a liberal so that they can use him as some type of Trojan horse.
Prager also has some self-assessment in this as well about how potentially he's used.
Right. And now Dave Rubin also... to be fair, says, wait, Dennis, you're hurting your core brand proposition by reminding people of how I make my money.
We're filming, Dennis.
Is the news thing to say this out loud now? I mean, you know better than me, but it's a little confusing.
What's in your cigar? Some type of wacky tobacco? Go ahead.
I want you to continue to say you're a liberal because you're of great use to good values.
Well, don't worry. I'm not doing it for your use of me. I'm doing it for myself.
No. It's like Christians who say to me.
That's even better. Now, wait a second. You're trying to say you're making money off of me. I'm making money off of it, too.
I just want to say, I mean, you're saying that you're saying that I'm doing it cynically, and I just want to say, actually, I really am doing it cynically. It's for me.
But I want to make it clear that I'm not doing it for your benefit. I'm a businessman.
It's like FUBU, for us, by us. For Dave, by Dave.
Oh, wait a second. We should have done.
Maybe we should have said it. You sure want to say this out loud?
I'm going to take a nice long puff on this stogie while you continue to insult me to my face.
Use to good values.
Well, don't worry. I'm not doing it for your use of me. I'm doing it for myself.
No. It's like Christians who say to me, we would love you to come to Christ, but you are so valuable to us as a Jew when you defend us Christians. Yeah. And they're right. You are valuable in the best sense of the word, because America needs...
What is the valuable in the best sense of the word? You have value to me.
What are the bad senses of that word?
We can leverage you.
In the sense that if you accept that cosmology, that you literally burning in a lake of hellfire for eternity is worth it, and because it will forward a tax cut.
So fortunate for Christians in this country that Dennis Prager is here, or God knows what could happen to the Christians here.
Also, you don't choose to be Jewish, right? So, like, you can always find, like, some stupid traitor member of any group to be a conservative, but, like, you do choose to be a liberal, so I don't really know what that even means. Is it just that he says he's a liberal, and that's what makes him one?
Exactly. That's what
Exactly. I say it's about ideas.
I'll tell you where I get it certified by my bank account.
Yeah.
You when you defend us Christians. Yeah. And they're right. You are valuable in the best sense of the word, because America needs people who are clearly liberal and to be honest, and fall into the category of kosher as gay, to say, hey, hello, the conservatives are not hate mongers. Hello, they should be heard.
So in other words,
your gay impression?
In other words, it's great that you're gay, because even though you're all against the idea of identity, you can leverage that identity.
All of a sudden, in the last couple of years, anal sex became acceptable if it involved banning Muslims from the country. Super interesting. These people are interested in ideas.
to say, hey, hello, the conservatives are not hate mongers. Hello, they should be heard.
Hello.
And maybe every so often you should read National Review.
Right.
Or watch a PragerU video.
Wait a second. What about my videos?
Also, Rubin Report.
Maybe you should watch Rubin Report
Rubin
too.
Report too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trusted liberal video recommender Dave Rubin.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know, because there's a lot of ideas on my channel. I'm not getting it. I'm drawing it big. Hey,
This
Dennis.
is-
By the way, I say that as a gay person. There you go, kid.
What is
Keep it up, you dumb little fuck.
What's fascinating about this too? I mean, aside from the fact that Rubin realizes that it's not just himself who's using his identity to sell a bill of goods; that others are exploiting him too.
Hello.
But the thing that's sort of fascinating about this too is that they do this. The conservatives. I've talked about this many times. I went down to that Glenn Beck rally.
I like Michael's laughter when they first played that clip, and I don't even think it was just Michael. I think everyone in the studio just started dying of laughter. But anyway, so what I want to say is that's one of the best clips I've ever seen, actually, because what you see there is Dave Rubin. He's basically being confronted to his face about being a sellout by the person who's using him. I mean, there's not really any better vocabulary that he could have used there to explain that he's a sellout. He's like, please keep doing what you're doing because you are of use for me. So but that means you're just a tool for him. Dave Rubin, you're a tool for Dennis Prager. That's what you're doing. Everything that you're doing, okay, is for the use of Dennis Prager. That's why, they had you on PragerU. I bet they paid them too, probably. But, that's why he had you on PragerU, because you're of great use and value to him. That's the reason. These kinds of people who are Uncle Toms of their various groups, whether it be Dave Rubin of the gay community or Blair White of the trans community or Candace Owens. So it's extremely well funded, So Dave Rubin switched from the Learn Liberty think tank, which is a Koch offshoot, and he just did a partnership with like a 4-episode propaganda propaganda series, I guess, on objectivism and trying to push Ayn Rand's garbage down our throats while he rakes in the cash and fattens up his pockets. I really am curious to know how much money he made off of that partnership. Again, like I said, it has to be a lot of money, because otherwise, I mean, you imagine that Dave Rubin would be like weighing the cost. He'd be like, okay, how much is this going to destroy my reputation versus is the money worth it? So it's got to be a good chunk of change for him to actually be down to do it. But basically, the point here is that this grift is extremely well funded, okay? And Candace Owens is a mix of a legit sociopathic lunatic as well as a grifter. Dave Rubin, he's a sociopath in a sense of, he's a con man. That's one of the things that it is like lying and manipulative, and that's what all these grifters are doing. But Dave Rubin doesn't strike me. You know what Dave Rubin strikes me as? Dave Rubin strikes me as, deep down inside, despite how visibly defensive he is, he strikes me as somebody who deep down inside knows, okay, that he's a sellout. He knows it deep down inside. He knows that he's a fraud. And so we just did a bunch of Tim Pool, Dave Rubin clips because they did a really good interview. Tim Pool actually did a really good interview with him, which is, I never give Tim Pool credit because he didn't deserve it. But in this case, he did a damn good interview with him. He put him on the spot. And every single question that Tim Pool hit him with, he was super, visibly frustrated and annoyed and pissed and, really uncomfortable. And it's like, damn, bro. And you can just tell, man. He's like, oh, my God, dude, don't make me answer these questions. And so I think Dennis Prager there starts talking about, keep being a liberal and saying that, we're not totally crazy people and that we should be heard and that you should watch PragerU videos. I've never seen a more in-depth breakdown. Prager just did a better in-depth breakdown than me on how Dave Rubin's a tool, actually, because that's what he's trying to explain to him. He literally explains to him verbatim, out and out, okay, he explains to him, I'm using you as value for me because you are a liberal. He's not a liberal, by the way. He calls himself a liberal because he's a joke and a fraud. He's a tool for people like this. And, tell them, you can watch PragerU videos because that spreads his propaganda machine. So he's being told to his face, yo, dog, you're a sellout. Or sorry, not you're a sellout, but that you're my tool. That's literally what he's telling him. And Dave Rubin, while he's visibly awkward, he went on PragerU multiple times. I believe he went on PragerU a couple times after that. I forget when that specific fireside chat was shot. It looks like it was a while ago. It must have been a long time ago. But he does these PragerU appearances quite a couple times. I don't remember exactly how many times it was. But I thought that was a very funny breakdown by MR Crew as well. So anyways, let me know your thoughts about Rave Dubin and this whole clip down below.